So we're in Ecclesiasticus, the second chapter in the Apocrypha. We're in verse 14. It says, "Woe me destruction! Woe me destruction unto you that have lost patience." You see, patience deal with time. You know, we got to believe in Him. We got to believe and have faith in Him, and say what it is that we've prayed for is going to happen, and be happy to know that it's going to happen because you have faith in the Most High. But He say, "Woe, destruction unto you that have lost patience. And what will ye do when the Most High shall visit you?" You see, He keeps saying, "Fear the Most High, fear the Most High, fear the Most High," over and over again, right? So it's like, they that fear the Most High will not disobey His word. You're going to keep His laws and His commandments. And they that love Him will keep His ways, which is His commandments and His laws. They that fear the Most High will seek that which is well-pleasing unto Him. And they that love Him shall be filled with the law. Uh-oh. How you gonna love Him and be filled with the law if you're not under the law, or you're not following His law? And they that love Him shall be filled with the law. Because He said in 1 John 5:3, "For this is the love of the Most High, that we keep His commandments, and His commandments are not grievous." Mashiach Shai just told us in St. John 14:15 in this lesson, "If you love me, keep my commandments." So you want to be well-pleasing to Him, and they that love Him shall be filled with the law. So how you going to know what's right by Him if you don't go over these laws and apply it in your life? Listen, they that fear the Most High will prepare their hearts, prepare your minds. This is the first thing He said, right? When you come to serve the Most High, what? He said, prepare. That's why you got to study to show yourself approval to the Most High. More and more and more. Especially during these times that we're in now, we can cry to the Most High. He can hear our cry and have pity on us. The only time He had pity on us. He ain't dealing with no prideful people. He hates you. Pride is hateful before the Most High and man, it says in the scriptures. It says, they that fear the Most High will prepare their hearts. You're going to prepare your minds and humble their spirits in His sight. Here it says, they that fear the Most High, that's afraid of the Most High, scared of the Most High, will prepare their hearts. You can prepare your minds. You can prepare your minds and humble their spirits in His sight. You hear that? And gonna humble their spirits in His sight. Can't get no clearer than this. That's what I've been saying all along. Saying we will fall into the hands of the Most High and not into the hands of men. But as His majesty is, so is His mercy. And mercy is not getting something that do deserve. And He say only He gonna have mercy on Jacob. Isaiah 14:1. Most High gonna have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them, the Israelites, in their own land. You see? It's very important that we see this. And this is what works. Go to Ecclesiasticus 40 and verse 1. Ecclesiasticus 40 and verse 1. We're going to read verse 1 through 6. It says, "Great travail is created for every man." You see? That's why I say prepare yourself for temptation. Great travail is created for every man. And an heavy yoke is upon the sons of Adam, from the day that they go out of their mother's womb to the day that they return to the mother of all things, to the earth. Right? Their imagination of things to come, prophecy of the future, and the day of death, trouble their thoughts and cause fear of heart, cause fear of the mind. You start thinking about death. Their imagination of things to come, the future, and the day of death, trouble their thoughts and cause fear of heart. From Him that sitteth on a throne of glory, unto Him that is humbled in earth and ashes. Because that's what we used to do. We used to put dirt and ashes on our bodies, humbling ourselves. Sometimes they even put dung on it. From him that weareth purple and a crown, unto him that is clothed with a linen frock. Those that have authority, those that don't have authority. Wrath and envy, trouble and unquietness, catching a lot of hell, fear of death, and anger, and strife, and in the time of rest upon his bed, his night sleep do change his knowledge. Because the Most High what? Most High dealing with you when you sleep. Have you have nightmares or direct your path and what you gonna do? Y'all know that. You should know it. Job 33 and 14. All praise the Most High. When you turn this Bible, when I turn this Bible to go right to where I'm at, I know Spirit is working. All praise the Most High. About so much I go side. Job 33 and 14. For the Most High speaking once, yea, twice, yet man perceive it not. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men and slumbers upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men and sealeth their instruction, that he may withhold man from his purpose, what you want to do, and hide pride from man. That's why it's telling you. It says in Ecclesiastes 40 and 5, wrath and envy, trouble and unquietness, fear of death and anger and strife, and in the time of rest upon his bed, his night sleep do change his knowledge. Most I direct you for what you're going to do. Verse 6, a little or nothing in his rest, and afterward he is in his sleep, as in the day of keeping watch, trouble in the vision of his heart, as if he were escaped out of a battle, like a nightmare, having you trying to make it out. You ever had a nightmare? They say if you fall, you be falling a nightmare. It's like really, a strange feeling. But he's saying like you in a battle and you barely make it out of the battle, of the war, and so forth. When all is safe, he awaketh and marvelous that the fear was nothing. You feel it. I don't know. Some dreams you have, you feel it in your dreams. Sometimes you got to wake yourself up. I know. I was fell asleep. It was some type of animation on. It was nothing but war. That's all it was. And I was like, it was, had me feeling a certain way in my sleep. I had to wake myself up. I was feeling something. That's why it's very important that I didn't have it on. It just came on. It's very important that, we look at these things. When all is safe, he waketh and marvelous that the fear was nothing. You see? Such things happen unto all flesh, both man and beast. And that is sevenfold more upon sinners. Hear that? Sevenfold more upon sinners. So you got to look at yourself. When these things started happening and, you all jacked up in the way the Most High have you dreaming, or you have caused yourself to dream the dreams that you dream and doing the things that you're doing. It's very important that you see this and understand and overstand. Go to I'm gonna get so we just have to clean ourselves up. We gotta really look at what works, look at this, and look at what works and operate accordingly. Look at Ecclesiastes 4 and 14. Ecclesiastes 4:14. It says, Ecclesiastes 4 and 14, that's why I said when you brought to a low estate, don't run. It say, for out of prison he cometh to reign. See, whereas also he that is born in his kingdom becometh poor. You see? So that's why a lot of people look at where we at in our status of this world. Most are not calling those that are high status in this world. He says, he that is born in his kingdom becometh poor, but we're rich, you know, and having this knowledge, wisdom, understanding, nothing more powerful than this truth. You see, you rich in the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that we have of the Most High to bring to the whole world. The whole world should be understanding and trying to understand what it is that we bring forth in these last days. Prophets always, Most High always send his prophets on the earth to bring forth the understanding. You're going to learn now, you're going to learn now, you're going to be made to learn. Or you're going to bow down now, you're going to bow down later, but you're going to bow down. For real, for real. Understand this, overstand this. So look at Proverbs, the first chapter, the 7th verse. He said, the fear of the Most High is the beginning of knowledge. You see? When you go to that Ecclesiastes 2nd chapter, he kept saying the fear of the Most High, fear of the Most High, fear of the Most High, right? Over and over again. Here it is again. The fear of the Most High is the beginning of knowledge. But fools despise wisdom and instruction. You can't tell them nothing. A fool despises wisdom, which is the proper application of how to apply this knowledge in your life. When the book is closed, now you got to apply this in your life. All the times you're not going to have a book to be able to read. Let me go to this scripture. You got to have this in your spirit, man, in your soul. As you walk every day when the book is closed. You don't have the book open to be able to do it, but you got to learn this, live it, and apply it in your life when that book is closed. That's why he said the fear of the Most High is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom. How to apply this knowledge in your life. That's wisdom and instruction. Fools hate to be instructed. Oh, here you go telling me something again. That's a fool. When you have the Bible say, show me what I'm talking about. Show me what I'm supposed to be believing. It says you can't learn anything spiritually. You have the Bible say, talk to me. And they can't, that's a fool. When you represent the Most High, you stand by what it is that you going into. All these different lessons, and all of a sudden once the book is closed, you stupid. You don't have no knowledge of what it is that life entails for all these people that you encountered and dealt with their life personally. But now all of a sudden when you got people that's despising wisdom and instruction, these fools, that's what he calling you, a fool. What are you going to do when it comes down to being instructed of how to survive for your life? And you got all this to say. This, that, and the third. I ain't got to do that. Oh, no, that don't apply to me. Okay, well, we're going to see. Gonna be a whole lot of nasty to teeth then. People gonna be going off. A whole lot of fools gonna be seen. You're gonna see a whole lot of fools in time to come. I don't think it say men gonna be afraid. Y'all better look at what's happening in Ukraine. Oh, it can't happen to you though, right? Can't happen here, huh? This prophesy, this coming here. Or wherever you go. Where you gonna run from the Most High? Can't run from the Most High. That's why he said, look, matter of fact, speaking of it, jump up to verse 24, because I have called and ye refused. He said he called and ye refused. So you called and you refused. He said, I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. He said he stretched out his hand and no man regarded. No man regarded. They ain't paying attention. And the men is his hand. He called men and he used the men as his hand. Psalms It's cold, man. Psalms 17 and 14. From men which are thy hand, O Most High. From men of the world, of Israel, you see. So now he's saying, Proverbs 1 and 24, he's saying, because I have called and you refused. I have stretched out my hand, which is, he have men to come on this earth and bring forth this truth, and no man regard it. People will take it like, I'm not even got to deal with that, but you're going to be held accountable. You're going to be held accountable. But ye have set at naught all my counsel. So hopefully this counsel is going to be heard and it will be paid attention to. But ye have set at naught nothing, all my counsel, and with none of my reproof. None of my reproof. He also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. He's saying, when your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, that's like a tornado or a hurricane. When distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. That's serious, because he said we got to seek his face. In our affliction, we're going to seek him early. That's why we got to have faith in him. And we got to believe in him. And we got to make sure that we show signs to the Most High that we do believe in him. But he said, then shall they call upon me. When he started to deal with you and bring distress and anguish upon you, say, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. He said, I ain't not going to answer. That's fearful. When you think you in trouble, you in all the time that you really need him to help you, and he say, you call upon him, he ain't going to answer. They shall seek me early, like he said. We got to seek him. In our affliction, we're going to seek him early. So he said, we're going to seek him early, but they shall not find me. He said, we're going to seek him early, but can't find him. That's deep. Seeking him, and you really need him, and he's nowhere to be found. That's something else, man. I don't even want to think about that. But it is to be thought about with our people. Because we always can find a way not to believe in him. Or not to have enough faith in him that this doesn't apply to us. You heard all the things that we said. That's why I got to bring a balance. It's got to be a balance, because some are not going to follow what it is that he wants us to follow. Therefore, he's saying, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. So he told you to have faith in the Most High, but you don't fear him. You don't have faith in him, but you want him to come through for you, but you don't really have faith in him because you don't fear him. You ain't afraid of him. When he said, I'll melt you. Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Most High. See, they hated knowledge. You telling them what to do, but they fools. You can't instruct them. They don't want to be told what to do. That's a fool. For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Most High. Hear that? They hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Most High. They were none of my counsel. It's the counsel that you're getting in having faith in him. Said, but they didn't want no counsel. They were none of my counsel. This is the counsel that we're getting and looking at having faith in him. You either have faith in him, you either follow what he say do. That's what he says. Because I have called and you refused. So I have stretched out my hand. He have the man is his hand. We already seen that in Psalms 17 and 14. And no man regarded. Not enough people are regarding of what works with the Most High and what doesn't work. That's why he said, Fools despise wisdom and instruction. You can't tell them nothing. They don't want to be told nothing. A fool don't want to be told nothing. They get all caught up in their emotions and feelings and so forth, when this is for their benefit. And remember, the man of the Most High is held accountable for either showing you the right way, and if he don't, he's held accountable for whatever you mess up, and your blood is on him, as it is written. So you got to tell them whether they hear or they forbear. It's a cold way, but hey, it's the real way. Only way. That's what it says. It said, because I have called and you refuse. Proverbs 1:24. I have stretched out my hand and no man regardeth. It said, but ye have said it not, nothing, all my counsel, and with none of my reproof. See, a lot of times, the Most High, he get our attention. Like he's saying, your affliction, you're gonna seek me early. So he get our attention many different ways, man. So we gotta pay attention to his reproof. It said, I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. Man, you really afraid and you really need him. And he said in your affliction, you're gonna seek me early. When your fear cometh as desolation and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, man, like a tornado. When distress and anguish come upon you, then shall they call upon me. When you down and out, say, that's why he said, don't run in the time of trouble. Say, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. That's scary right there. To call upon the Most High, and he said, I'm not going to answer. He ain't hearing us. That's why my second shot said, hey, he said, depart me, you that work iniquity, I never knew you. That's in judgment. When they're going to be saying, we done this in thy name, and done this in thy name, cast out devils in thy name, and did this in thy name. Wonders in thy name. He said, depart from you, you work iniquity, I never knew you. And he bringing for the judgment of the Most High, sitting on the throne. Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. When he told us in Hosea 5:15, he said, I'm going to go to my place till they acknowledge their offense, how we have offended the Most High. That's why I just did a lesson on how we just respected the Most High by not keeping his commandments, his laws. He said, we're going to seek him, but we ain't going to be able to find him. He said, we're going to call upon him, and he ain't going to answer. They shall seek me early. That's what he told us in Hosea 5:15. I'm going to go to my place till they acknowledge their offense and seek my face. In their affliction, they shall seek me early. And think about it, he's saying that, then he's letting us know that some people, verse 28, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, as he told us to seek him. And our official go seek him early. We're going to seek him early, but they shall not find me. Let you know, everybody ain't going to find him seeking him early, because they got the wrong spirit. They don't fear the Most High. For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Most High. There it is. Because the fear of the Most High is the beginning of knowledge. So they hate knowledge. Fools, they despise wisdom, which is the proper application of how you apply this knowledge in your life. And instruction. You can't be told nothing, because they ain't choose the fear of the Most High. Verse 30, they were none of my counsel, which is the counsel of the men that's bringing forth, like myself, bringing forth this truth for whatever topic it is that we need to know, that the Most High brings forth. They were none of my counsel, they despise all my reproof. When you're being instructed or you're being told, to get yourself right, therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way. Their own way, not the way that the Most High said we're supposed to follow. My second try to say I'm the way, but your way, and be filled with their own devices. That's sad, but it's real. It's real. That's why we only can trust in the Most High. We only can have faith in the Most High. He our only hope. What other hope we have besides the Most High, if thou can say? Give me some kind of hope that's more than you can have hope and faith in the Most High. I like to hear. Go to St. John 5 and 24. St. John 5:24. Let's look at verse 22. I haven't been there in a while. St. John 5 and 22. For the Father judges no man, but have committed all judgment unto the Son. Why? That all men should honor the Son, even as they honor the Father. He that honoreth not the Son, honoreth not the Father, which have sent him, right? That's why, and understand this, he ain't talking about him and the Father's the same, because he said, go to St. John 14:28. So you know, he said, ye have heard how I said unto you, I go away and come again unto you. If you love me, you will rejoice. If you say you love me in St. John 14:15, you will keep my commandments. If you love me, you will rejoice. Because I said I go unto the Father. For the Father, the most high power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Jacob then being changed to Israel, and Israel becoming the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. For the Father, that we pray to our Father, which art in heaven. He said, I go unto the Father, for my Father is greater than I. So don't get it twisted. So he's saying, going back to St. John 5:22, for the Father judges no man, but have committed all judgment unto the Son, that all men should honor the Son, even as they honor the Father. He that honoreth not the Son, honoreth not the Father, which have sent him. Verily, verily, truly, truly, I say unto you, he that heareth my word, and believeth on him that sent me, if you hear the word of him, I shake him side and have faith, believe is still that faith. Every time you see believe, that's faith. Faith in the Most High. That's the first thing we went over. In Mark 11:22, have faith in the Most High. Believe it on him that sent me. You have faith in the Most High that sent him. Have everlasting life, and shall not come into condemnation, but is passed from death unto life. See. So, from there we're going to look at St. John 6, the 6th chapter. Let's read verse verse 37. It says, all that the Father giveth me shall come to me, and him that cometh to me I will in no wise cast out. He said he's not going to cast you out. For I came down from heaven not to do mine own will, but the will of him that sent me. See, he didn't come down to this earth to do his own will, but the will of the Most High. And this is the Father's will, which hath sent me, that of all which he hath given me, which the Most High hath given me, because the Most High got to call you to Mashiach Yahushua, I shall lose nothing. So I shall lose nothing. For all those of us that the Most High has given us to him, he said he should lose nothing, but should raise it up again at the last day. And this is the will of him that sent me, that every one which seeth the Son and believeth on him may have everlasting life, and I will raise him up at the last day. See? We could believe this. Look at St. John 7:38. He that believeth on me, as the scripture has said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. You see? But you got to believe on him as the scripture has said. Not as however you think or anybody else think. That's why go to Deuteronomy 18 and 15. Deuteronomy 18 and 15. The Most High thy power will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee, of thy brethren, whether it be an Israelite, like unto me. Unto him ye shall hearken. Ye shall listen, according to all that thou desirest of the Most High thy power in Horeb, in the day of the assembly, saying, let me not hear again the voice of the Most High my power, neither let me see this great fire any more, that I die not. And the Most High said unto me, they have well spoken that which they have spoken. Let me not see this. Is understand this. You know, we had opportunities that things happen that we feared the Most High, like you hear right here. He was like, we don't want to talk, we want to hear the Most High. We want to talk to you, Moses. But he said in verse 18, he said, I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, meaning they got to be an Israelite, like unto thee, and will put my words in his mouth. That's why Mashiach Shai is the word of the Most High. And he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. See? And it shall come to pass that whosoever will not hearken unto my words, which he shall speak in my name, I will require it of him. See, he's the word of the Most High, speaking the word of the Most High. But the prophet which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other gods, other idols, even that prophet shall die. And if thou say in thine heart, how shall we know the word which the Most High have not spoken? When a prophet speaketh in the name of the Most High, if the thing follow not, nor come to pass, he prophesied, it don't come to pass, that is the thing which the Most High have not spoken, but the prophet has spoken it presumptuously. Thou shalt not be afraid of him. He said, thou shalt not be afraid of him, because he made it up himself. You see, so don't be afraid of him. You see, Israel was like, yeah, we're going to do just what he says do. Whatever that prophet said, they believed him. Because 2/3 of our people going to follow the wrong way. But you see what he said? And he said he's going to raise him up a prophet from among the brethren, right? Now, look at what go to St. John 1:45. St. John the 1st chapter 45th verse. Philip findeth Nathanael and said unto him, we have found him, of whom Moses in the law that we just read, and the prophets did write, Mashiach of Nazareth, son of Joseph. See, Moses in the law did write, son of Joseph, Mashiach of Nazareth. There he is right there. Look at, let's go back to Hebrews before we close out. Go back to Hebrews, get some examples of this faith. The definition of faith again is in verse 1. It says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, something you desire. Hope for, that's something in the future. The evidence of things not seen. I mean, you can't see what it is that you hope for, what you desire in the future, right? For by it the elders obtain a good report. Through faith we understand that the worlds, plural, were framed by the word of the Most High. Were framed by Mashiach Messiah, who is the word of the Most High. You know, that's why it says when you go to John 1:1 and 2, St. John, that is. I'm going to read it with understanding. It says, because it says in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with the Most High, and the Word was the Most High. The same was in the beginning with the Most High. That don't make sense. So it said in the beginning was the Word. And the Word was with the Most High, and the Word was Mashiach Yahushua. You see, the same was in the beginning with the Most High. He's the Word of the Most High. For more further proof, he's the Word. Revelation 19. When you come back to judge and make war, verse 11 says, and I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, pure righteous power, and he that sat upon it was called faithful and true, Mashiach Yahushua. And in righteousness, that's keeping of the laws of the Most High. He come with the laws of the Most High that we read about in Deuteronomy 6:25. He does judge and make war, right? So now, when you look at verse 13, it says, and he was clothed with a vesture. He says he's coming to judge and make war. He was clothed with a vesture, dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of the Most High. Can't get no clearer than that. So going back to Hebrews 11. So it says, verse 3, through faith we understand that the worlds, plural, were framed by the word of the Most High. Framed by the Most High. Through Mashiach Yahushua, who is the word of the Most High. So that things which are seen were not made of things which do appear. By faith Abel offered unto the Most High a more excellent sacrifice than Cain, because he offered the fat of the lamb, by which he obtained witness that he was righteous, because he was sacrificing the fat, or the part of the animals that, the organs and so forth that we don't eat. That the Most High said this is a great, sweet savor to him. He was righteous. Abel was. The Most High testifying of his gifts, and by it, he being dead, yet speaketh. By faith Enoch was translated that he should not see death. It was not found, because the Most High had translated him for before his translation he had this testimony that he pleased the Most High. But without faith it is impossible to please him. Without believing in him and saying the things that you pray for that's going to happen, from the instruction that we've had in this lesson, but without faith it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to the Most High must believe. You see, faith, belief, same thing. Must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. By faith Noah, being warned of the Most High of things not seen as yet, future prophecy, moved with fear. 80 years he was building that ark. Moved with fear of the Most High. When you have no fear of man, you say fear of the Most High. Marshall say fear him that could kill the body, and after you kill the body, cast your butt into hell. Yeah, fear him. By faith Noah, verse 7, being warned of the Most High of things not seen as yet, moved with fear, prepared an ark to the saving of his house. Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and their wives, 8 people, by the which he condemned the world, and became heir of the righteousness which is by faith. He believed. 80 years building this ark. It never rained before. He told it's going to rain, it's going to rain. Oh, he's drunk. He's drunk. And when that rain came from the sky that nobody ever seen before, because Most High watered the ground from dew from the earth. Because under the earth is water. He brought the water up and watered everything. But he brought that rain down, and everybody was knocking on the ark. It was too late then. Just like the chariot's going to come to get those that are righteous in these last days. They're going to be trying to get in. He say, close that. Like he says, look, Isaiah 26 and 20. Isaiah 26 and 20. Either you're going to be here or you're going to be there. Let's find out. Hopefully, we're going to be here. In Isaiah 26 and 20, and not 21. Come, my people. We know the Most High people are the 12 tribes of Israel. Just in case you need to prove it, go to Exodus 3 and 10. Come, my people, he said. People might think all you got to do is call on the name of whoever it is you call upon, you're going to be saved in this petition that we're looking at and getting ready to read right here. But who are my people, he's saying. Exodus 3 and 10. Come now, therefore, and I will send thee unto Pharaoh, that thou mayest bring forth my people, the children of Israel. See? My people, the children of Israel, out of Egypt, out of captivity. But my people are the children of Israel. Going back, now that we know that the children of Israel, when he said, come my people, come the 12 tribes of Israel, 1/3, mind you. Enter thou into thy chambers. That's when these chariots come. These angels come to deliver the 12 tribes of Israel, 1/3 of the 12 tribes of Israel. And shut thy doors about thee, just like he shut that ark door. He gonna shut the doors of these chariots. Shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself as it were for a little moment. Just a little moment. An hour, it says. Until the indignation be overpassed. Until he bring the destruction upon this earth. Listen to what he says. Because a lot of people are not going to be in these chariots. For behold, the Most High cometh, and the Mashiach cometh out of his place. The Mashiach told us in Isaiah 47:3, he ain't coming as a man, he's coming as angelic power, as a destroyer, that he was called in Egypt. For behold, the Most High Mashiach cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity, for their wickedness. The earth also shall disclose her blood and shall no more cover her slain. Ain't bearing nobody, he's saying. Going back to Hebrews, the 11th chapter. It says, verse 7, by faith Noah, being warned of the Most High of things not seen as yet. Remember, because he built this ark 80 years. That's a lot of faith. Moved with fear of the Most High. Understand this, overstand this. So you know, without a shadow of a doubt, he wasn't moved with fear of man. Or the second Timothy, the 1st chapter, 7th verse. For the Most High have not given us the spirit of fear, you see, but of power. What we've been hearing all this lesson, fear the Most High. But the Most High gave us a spirit of fear, but of power. That's spiritual power. In the name of the Lord and Savior. And of love, which is keeping of the Most High's commandments. And of a sound mind, to be able to take instruction. Be able to know how you be approved to the Most High by studying and thinking about the spiritual power that you have in knowing His Word. And apply it in your life every day, 24/7. So this is what you see, the faith that Abraham had. And Noah had, and Enoch, all the way to Adam. By faith, Abraham, verse 7. I'm going to get to this. By faith, Noah, being warned of the Most High of things not seen as yet, moved with fear. That's fear of the Most High. We've been hearing all throughout this lesson. Prepared an ark to the saving of his house, 80 years, by the which he condemned the world and became heir of the righteousness which is by faith. Hear that? The righteousness which is by faith and believing in the Most High. By faith, Abraham, when he was called to go out into a place which he should after receive for an inheritance, obeyed. And he went out, not knowing whither he went, didn't know where he was going. He was called to go out, left the land of Ur, going into the land. The Most High said, go over there, he followed. By faith, he sojourned in the land of promise, as in a strange country, dwelling in tabernacles with Isaac and Jacob, the heirs with him of the same promise. For he looked for a city which hath foundations, whose builder and maker is the Most High. Through faith also Sarah herself received strength to conceive seed, and was delivered of a child when she was past age. 99, was she? 99 years old. She was old. Please, she was 99. Because she's judged him faithful who had promised. Therefore sprang there even of one, and him as good as dead, so many as the stars of the sky in multitude, and as the sand which is by the seashore innumerable. That's how many children came out of this relationship. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They all died in faith. They all died in faith. Remember, because like us, we live it now. We're looking for the kingdom ourselves. They all died in faith, believing in the Most High. Not having received the promises. The promises was made, but they died, and the promises, they didn't receive the promises during their time of living. But having seen them afar off, like we can see the future. You've heard prophecies. We've prophesied about what this Bible is talking about. Seeing the future, they saw where it is that we're in these last days, seeing afar off. The future was saying, and were persuaded of them, and embraced them, and confess that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth. For they that say such things declare plainly that they seek a country. And truly, if they had been mindful of that country from whence they came out, they might have had opportunity to have returned. You know? Came out how? In captivity, slavery, and bondage over and over again. And some never returned. But now they desire a better country, that is, in heavenly. Wherefore the Most High is not ashamed to be called their power, for he hath prepared for them a city. By faith, Abraham, that city is New Jerusalem. By faith, Abraham, when he was tried, offered up Isaac, when he was going to kill Isaac, as a sacrifice. And he that had received the promises offered up his only begotten son, because Ishmael was gone. He had sent Hagar and Ishmael off into the sunset. He had Isaac. He said, of whom it was said that in Isaac shall thy seed be called. See, accounting that the Most High was able to raise him up, even from the dead, from whence also he received him in a figure. By faith Isaac blessed Jacob and Esau concerning things to come. Right? Remember, Jacob got the blessing of everlasting life. Esau got the blessing of living by the sword, had the fattest of the land, as we see right now. By faith Jacob, when he was a dying, blessed both the sons of Joseph and worshiped, leaning upon the top of his staff. That's in Genesis 49th chapter, he blessed the children of Israel, the brothers, patriarchs of our forefathers of each tribe of the Israelites. By faith Joseph, when he died, made mention of the departing of the children of Israel, and gave commandment concerning his bones. Take his bones with you. By faith Moses, he's going down the lineage. By faith Moses, when he was born, was hid 3 months of his parents, because they saw he was a proper child. And they were not afraid of the king's commandments. The king's commandment was to kill every baby. It's killing us. By faith Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, because Pharaoh's daughter got Moses and raised him up as an Egyptian in the household, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of the Most High, who he was, a Levite, of the tribe of Levi, than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season. The pleasures of sin let you know that these kingdoms are in what? Sin. From Egypt all the way to the last kingdom, Esau's system of kingdoms. Esteeming the reproach of Mashiach. Listen, let's go back here. By faith, Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of the Most High than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season. Say the heck with this. Esteeming, remember we saw the Egyptian attacking one of the brothers, Hebrew brothers, Hebrew Israelites, and he killed him and buried him in the sand. You know, wicked Israelites going to tell on him. Oh, you're going to do us like you did the Egyptians, so he had to go and run. He had to get away from there. Esteeming the reproach of Mashiach, hear this? Esteeming the reproach of Mashiach greater riches than the treasures in Egypt. Hear that? The reproach of Mashiach. How is that? He in Egypt. How Moses talking about a Mashiach? We just read what he said in Deuteronomy 18 to 15 and 18. So it says, esteeming the reproach of a Mashiach greater riches than the treasures of Egypt. For he had respect unto the recompense of the reward of what you're going to get. You know, he wasn't no sellout. By faith he forsook Egypt, not fearing the wrath of the king, for he endured as seeing him who is invisible, the Most High. Wow, Mashiach, I was shocked. Angel of the Most High. Seeing, letting you know about the Most High. Through faith he kept the Passover and the sprinkling of blood, lest he that destroyed the firstborn should touch them. Hear that? He had to do that sacrificing. No remission of sin without the shedding of blood. Sprinkling of blood, lest he that destroyed the firstborn should touch them. The Most High destroyed the firstborn, but he sent a destroyer of Mashiach Yahushua. We can read about that, and we have many times in 1 Corinthians, the 10th chapter. By faith they passed through the Red Sea as by dry ground, dry land. Went to the opened the Red Sea. We went across the Red Sea on dry ground. Was the Egyptians ashamed to do or drown? Pharaoh, his mighty men, and their chariots was drowned. By faith, the walls of Jericho fell down. See, it's going through our history, our story. Through faith, the walls of Jericho, through Joshua, fell down after they were compassed about 7 days. By faith, the harlot Rahab perished not with them that believed not, when she had received the spies with peace. Told them, come over here. She hit them. Remember, she hit them? And told the man that was looking for them, they went that way. I say, now you go that way. I told them, y'all went that way, so you go this way. While she's written about. And what shall I more say? For the time would fail me to tell of Gideon, and of Barak, and of Samson, and of Jephthah, of David also, and Samuel, and of the prophets. You see, this is all in the Old Testament. For all you that's saying that we ain't under the law, all they can go by is what they had to go by, the law and the prophets, who through faith subdued kingdoms, wrought righteousness, obtained promises, stopped the mouths of lions, quenched the violence of fire, just faith of the Most High, escaped the edge of the sword out of weakness, were made strong, waxed valiant in fight, turned to flight the armies of the aliens. Women received their dead raised to life again. Hear that? Women received their dead raised to life again, and others were tortured, not accepting deliverance, that they might obtain a better resurrection. And others had trial of cruel mockings and scourgings, moreover of bonds and imprisonment. All these things happened to them. You want to be unbelievable? You don't want to have no faith? They were stoned. They were sawed asunder, sawed in half. They were stones, bricked them. They were sawed asunder, sawed them up. Were tempered, were slain with the sword. They wandered about the sheepskins and goatskins, being destitute, afflicted, tormented, of whom the world was not worthy. They wandered in deserts and in mountains and in dens and caves of the earth. And these all, having obtained a good report through faith, received not the promise. See that? They went through all of this, but they still had faith, and they didn't receive the promise. Most High having provided some better thing for us, that they without us should be made perfect. That's why this is very important. Because a lot of people say you can't be perfect. No man is perfect. I think people make excuses to downplay the Most High. When the Most High says